Hello and welcome. Thanks for clicking on the video. Let's get right into the progress of this week. So we're going to be running some laps and following along. I realized that I am making these videos for myself, and I do hope that people watch them and enjoy them, but it took a lot of the pressure off of me as far as making the videos. I'm not going to be making clips. More often than not, I'm just going to be running agility laps once a week and just talking about what happened this week. I think we've all had that happen to us where we try to think about what did I do today or what did I do this week, and it can be difficult to summarize the happenings of the past. And so it was really enjoyable this week I just had a notepad on my phone and I would just kind of write things down as they happened, of things to just kind of cover in the video. But I realized just that process was very helpful for me, and very enjoyable just to kind of track that process myself, progress myself. And I do hope that people enjoy these style of videos, but yeah, they're for me. So I hope you enjoy them as well and that you follow along with my progress. But yeah, like I said, let's start talking about the progress. So I'm already showing my inventory. This is just kind of a collection of things that I collected this week. This row is not really important. The marks of grace and the teleports, that's just from right now. But I did get a sailor's amulet. That's probably the thing I'm most happy about this week. I got that from just salvaging. I think I got it at like 52 sailing. I did get a higher sailing level. I plan on salvaging a lot more this week and the coming weeks. But the Sailor's Amulet is going to be great. It's really motivating me to get 67 sailing because of that teleport to a bank. So that's kind of the goal for this week is 67 sailing. We'll see what happens. I did a lot of birdhouse runs. I'm almost 77 hunter. I'll hit that today. And I've made about 3 mil from birdhouse runs this week, which feels really great. And birds' nests are really low right now, so it would be even higher, but that's okay. 3 mil is perfectly fine with me. I got an herb sack. I got this for when I hit 87 sailing. It's a little preemptive, but that's okay. I also wanted to make sure I did the herb sack before 99 farming because I really don't want to do farming XP at Tithe Farm before 99 or after 99. And then just some sailing tidbits. I got the Stormy Key, which I haven't unlocked yet just because I'm lazy. But I do like I think this is the outfit that you get, the little sailor's outfit. I like that a lot. I'll probably wear that for some Fashionscape. And then I don't really know what the barrel stand does exactly. I'm pretty sure it helps you make a keg on your boat. And then the keg can give you like XP boosts or like level boosts. I'm not really sure. So if you're more knowledgeable about that than I am, please let me know in the comments. That would help me out. Obviously I can wiki it, but I've just kind of been, I've tried to not been I'm trying to not really follow guides as much on sailing. I'm mostly salvaging, to be fair, but I'm doing the Barracuda trials as I get them and just kind of following along. And I'll look up things like boat hulls is something that's been interesting to me because only certain tiers give speed boosts. So I've only, like right now I'm at a teak hull and I'm probably not going to do a mahogany hull because it doesn't give a speed boost. At least that's how my brain's been working. And then the amethyst arrow tips are just from the alt. I mined and crafted about 35,000 amethyst arrow tips this week. And that alt is now a flipping alt. And then the main, which is basically an alt right now, is smithing rune 2Hs. So combined with the flipping and the rune 2Hs, I'm making about 2 mil an hour. Which is perfectly fine with me. 2 mil an hour is great, in my opinion, for someone that doesn't really PVM. So, like with most things in this game, it's not really about a quick fix or get rich quick. It's going to take time. So I made about 40 mil this week. I want to monitor how much I make next week, this month, and then sort of see, okay, if I make a certain amount of money, a certain amount of gold this week or this month, how much could I make in a year if I continued these habits, and just see. So I think a very obtainable goal is about 1 billion gold in a year, and then more of a stretch goal I think is 2 billion gold. That would feel really nice. I do have my sights kind of set on making gold right now. I feel very poor. I'm not that poor, but I would like to have more GP, even just to spend on skills. It would be nice, but also spending on membership. I'm currently trying to decide. Right now, I have 10 days of membership left on this account, and I'm really trying to decide: do I want to spend real life money, about $100 on a year of membership on this account? My alts have about 100 days on them, so I'm not too fussed about that right now. But for the past few years, I've been maintaining membership with bonds. It's part of why I don't have much money left. And I play a lot of accounts, and so that's a lot of bonds. And I am trying to tone that back a little bit. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm going to try to tone it back down to 3 accounts bonded at once. I know that sounds crazy to some of you, but if I can kind of maintain 2 to 3 accounts on memberships, I'll be happy. So I might buy membership with real life money on this account. I just haven't decided yet. But that kind of gives me, 3 or 4 months on the alts to make some money and then reevaluate how I want to maintain membership. Either that's real life money or if it's with bonds. We'll see. So from salvaging, I got 7 not clue bottles, but boat bottles, which I'm probably just going to collect. They're like 20k each, but I'll probably just collect them. I mentioned last video, Nightshade is just kind of a constant thing. I farmed about 170 this week. And I also got a Xerix Talisman, which honestly is not that useful for me, at least right now. I don't really plan on doing herb runs on this account, at least. I might eventually, but it's just a nice thing to have, basically. And then I gained 44 total levels this week, which feels amazing. I'm about rank 3,000 now on the level 3 high scores, which I'm not really bragging about, just stating it's something I'm kind of keeping track of. Top 1,000 is sort of a goal, a stretch goal. So lots of sailing levels. I already talked a lot about sailing. To talk a little more about sailing, actually, you have a lot of time to think, basically, when you're salvaging for 10 hours a day. And I was thinking about the comparison between like shooting stars and salvaging, or just sailing in general. And stars, I'm very familiar with shooting stars, and shooting stars cap out around like 30 to 35k XP per hour. Obviously, they're AFK. No one really pays attention to the XP per hour. You just kind of do it all day. Same thing with salvaging. But that's like a rough ballpark, 30 to 35k. Let's just say 30k. And then salvaging caps out around 90k at level 87 with, I think, dragon hooks, which I do plan on getting. I know they're expensive, but I think it's like 20 mil one-time costs. It's not that bad. I might be wrong about those prices, but I think they're like 10 mil a piece. Who knows? I'll deal with that when I get to it. But salvaging does cap around 90k per hour, so that's like 3 times as fast at the higher levels. So the scaling is just very different, but the AFK is like honestly better, because like I haven't experienced like level 80 like with like the deck hands and having them run the hooks, and I know that's worse XP, but you can like do the, let's say, active AFK where like you're running the hook, you're cleaning, and you're getting that 90k per hour. Or if you want to AFK, from what I understand, for like 20 to 30 minutes, you just put your deck hands on the hooks and then you just clean and you're just chilling for 30 minutes. It's crazy. So it really seems to scale a lot better than something like shooting stars, because at low levels it feels like shooting stars and the XP feels similar. It's like it's very AFK. It's very enjoyable, but it gets better too, which is really exciting as far as training a skill goes. So I've been very happy with sailing. Another thing about sailing that I noticed is just the dichotomy of Barracuda trials and salvaging. I think they did a wonderful job of allowing players the choice of, do you want to actively train the skill and gain very respectable amounts of XP per hour, or do you want to AFK, which is a very enjoyable AFK method, and gain much worse XP per hour, but still, a decent amount of XP per hour. And I think that's the sign of a healthy skill, is when you have the choice of methods and both are viable. Now, I'm not really on that train of like, oh, every skill needs shooting stars. I don't think that. But this is what we have, and I think it's nice. I think a lot of players like it, especially since, I like I said, I'm not really fighting that fight of like, oh, rune crafting needs shooting stars. I don't want that. But I do recognize that a lot of the player base does. And what I want is longevity for this game. So if it's something that makes the general player base happy, then I'm happy. Just because it's not something, and hell, it makes me happy too. I love salvaging. Salvaging's great. Did it need to be in the game as high of XP per hour as it is? No, it absolutely does not. But it's in there, and they they tried to nerf it, and there was huge backlash, and so they reverted the nerfs, and so it makes the player base happy. I enjoy it myself, so and it sounds like it's here to stay, so I'm gonna salvage, and it's nice, and so I think sailing. I'm very happy with sailing. Is the short end of it, and I'm excited to continue to train it. And then I need to get my main account up to the point where that account can salvage as well, because I need to remax. I'm tired of not having a max cape. I was talking with my IRL friends, and I was explaining this new skill and the max cape issue, and they were like, "Wait, so you had a max cape and they took it away?" I was like, "Yeah, they fucking took it away. It's in my bank. I can look at it. I just cannot equip it." It was, oh man, I'm frustrated about that, but it's okay. I wish they would have given us a grace period or something. Granted, that grace period probably would have already gone and passed, but it's okay. I will salvage eventually on that account. Right now, I'm just doing Tears of Guthics. I do actually need to do Tears of Guthics today. I'm waiting until I'll probably do Tears of Gothics until like 42. Actually, I'll just start salvaging kind of whenever. I'll probably do at least one more week of Tears of Gothics on that account. And then just once I get, what is it, 32 or 33 for the like salvage, the Barracuda salvaging or whatever. I don't know. But that account's just going to salvage to 99 no matter what. I don't really plan on doing much more than that. I really, as of now, the only reason why I want to sail on that account is so that I can remax. But anyways, did a lot of construction this week. The goal right now is to just do about one level a day now that I'm in the 90s. Last night I did 90 to 91. Today I'm going to try to do 91 to 92, maybe 93. It kind of just depends on how I feel. One of the days this week I did like 2 or 3 levels, and it was nice. I was just kind of focused in on it. I do try to close the alts when I do train construction. I found that to be helpful because I don't know about y'all, but when I have the accounts open and I can see them, like especially on the flipping alt, I'm just like constantly watching that screen. Like my eyes are constantly going from like my main account to the alt and like checking on the offers and things like that. And it just gets like exhausting, like almost physically exhausting, just like flicking my eyes down to the bottom left screen, like of my screen, every 5 seconds, just like check on the flips. And so like just having like right now, I don't have the accounts running, just so I can kind of like just talk. And same thing with construction, right? I think that's kind of been the trick for me. I know I mentioned last video I couldn't really focus on construction. That has really helped. Just turning off the alts, it's not a big deal. Just playing one account, just training construction for an hour or two, and it's been really nice. I didn't train much agility at all. I did some, obviously didn't even get a level, but it's something I'm going to try to do. I think I'm going to try to do agility on mobile when I go to sleep. Obviously not like when I sleep, but everyone kind of, most people lay down in bed for 10 to 30 minutes. Just, well, some people just doom scroll forever. So I'm not really a doom scroller, but I will run some agility laps at night. And then I did some shooting stars, but the shooting stars were honestly before sailing. And I'm pretty sure sailing, or salvaging specifically, is going to take over the AFK time on this account. Birdhouse runs all week. I'm still really hoping, still pushing to get 80. I'm feeling very motivated to do birdhouse runs because I really want to train Hunter, but I don't want to train it before 80. And then I got a couple Slayer levels. That was from the XP lamp that you get from salvaging, so that's something That's just kind of going to be a side goal as I go through. I'm hoping to get most of them passively, but you get those little trinkets from salvaging from each different type of salvage, and then you turn them into the museum. Excuse me, and you get 5k XP lamps. So I'm hoping to kind of boost Slayer up by that, and then also when I get the kind of rough plan for Hunter right now is birdhouses to 80, and then herbivore to 91 ish. I say ish because basically I want to. I don't know yet because I want to do a lot of herbivore for the fossils because I want to get a higher Slayer level, which I'll talk about more in a second of why I want that. But I want to finish the fossils, and I want to get 91 for Master Hunter Rumors because I do want to do Hunter Rumors on this account. But I recognize too that Hunter Rumors you do herbivore, so I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go. I might also try out some black chins from between 80 and 91 because I don't benefit. Like I'm not going to bring the hunter outfit from Rumors into black chins, so there's not really any benefit to waiting for black chins besides a higher catch rate. Now I don't know how frequently I'm gonna get one shot at black chins. I don't know if having 1500 total is gonna help at all. Not that I even have 1500 total or even close to that. So I don't know if I want to wait for that. I'll probably ask around and see. But I really like hunting black chins. I don't know, but I don't like getting one shot either. So we'll see. If not, what I've heard or what I've read on the wiki, I guess, is that there's a new best in slot area for red chin hunting, which is really exciting because level 3s can access it. I don't know how heavily botted it is though, so maybe total level worlds might help a little bit with that too. But that's on Varlamore somewhere. I forget where, but the other places historically it's been Prif, which is obviously locked to like behind Song of the Elves, and then behind the Western Provinces Hard Diary, that private hunter area. Neither of which you can get on a level 3. So red chins have just kind of been bad, in my opinion, for a level 3. So I'm excited to try those out. Try out that new place if the bots aren't horrible. But we'll see. So why do I want to get a higher Slayer level? Someone pointed out, actually, in my clan, I'll talk about clans in a second, but someone pointed out that you cannot equip Slayer Staff on a level 3 because it requires magic, which was a big bummer. So I'm sad about that, but I'm glad they told me. I'm glad I know now. So 55 Slayer is no longer the goal. 51 Slayer is, though, and that's for the Troubled Tortugans quest. Which I think unlocks the Great Conch, which honestly, I don't really know what that unlocks. But I know it's important. I know it unlocks a lot of stuff. We'll see. I think that's where like those new AFK trees are, like for woodcutting. I'm not sure. We'll find out. But 51 Slayer is the goal now, which should be very obtainable with those XP lamps from salvaging, as well as the herbivore fossils. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Other goals this week, so like I said, salvaging, daily farm runs, maybe 99 construction this week. It'll kind of depend on how today goes. School got canceled today because it's snowing in Texas. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy to like look out my window right now and just see snow. It's not something I'm used to at all. So if you're in Texas and you got snow, shout out to you. So I mentioned clans for a second. I wanted to shout out. I'm in 2 different clans, and they're both very different clans. They're both great, but right, because you have, you can only join usually a clan on one account, just because of size issues. The clan my main is in is the clan I've been in for about 7 years. I'm on staff for that clan, and it's called Vengeance. It's a social clan with a heavy PVM focus. Wonderful people. I've been there for 7 years. I love the people in there. There's people in there that I've known for 7 years, and I've got good friends in there. Very active in Discord. So if you're into PVM, I think it's 110 combat and 1750 total to apply and get in. I mean, if you apply, you'll get in if you meet those requirements. Great clan. So if you're looking to learn more about PVM or just have people to PVM with, Vengeance is a wonderful clan. And then my level 3 is in District 3, which is just obviously like a level. It's not just a level 3 clan. It's like 10 HP, and as long as you're 10 HP, you can join. I think I don't know what the requirements are to join for that clan. I have not been in it long, but it's been great. Talked to some people on Discord, really nice people. There's some sick accounts in there, man. I was at the GE today. One of the mods in that clan was standing at the GE in full 10 HP, level 103, completely maxed, like maxed skills, maxed combats, 10 HP, full Masori, Dragon Hunter crossbow, just the works, man. The guy looked crazy. And so that was cool to see. But yeah, you got some nice accounts in there. So it's some good goals, and the ranking system is pretty motivating. So I'm trying to think. That's most of what I wanted to talk about today. Learned about the Slayer staff. Yeah, I mean that's really it, you guys. I don't want to stretch this out longer than it needs to be. It's been about 20 minutes. I think that's perfectly fine. These videos. I'm hoping that there's something you can just put on. I know I like to put on YouTube, basically, literally just to fall asleep to. So I'll put like a sleep timer on, and I'll put on like a 20, 30-minute video, and just kind of play that as I fall asleep. So I'm not really watching it, and that's kind of my goal for these videos. Is not so much to have something to like really watch. If you want to watch me run agility laps, you're more than welcome to. But just something to have on in the background and listen to while you play your game, which is probably RuneScape. And yeah, so if you watched it this far, I really appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any feedback, obviously let me know in the comments. And if you want to see me do things differently, next week I'm going to try to show screenshots of my stats, like up before and after. Honestly, I just didn't get a screenshot last week, and I cannot edit photos even in Paint. I tried, guys. I tried to edit it in Paint, and it looked horrible. I'm not going to show you what I did, but I have a screenshot for this week, so for next week I'll take another screenshot and we can compare those levels, because I think that's a really nice thing to kind of look at. So again, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching this far. I hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.